If you haven't heard already, I've already started the process for me to choose the next 4 individuals that will be joining my free mentorship this coming March.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
What's up, icons? It's the iconic fashion figure. Some of you may have already noticed I had did a full mentoring series in my YouTube shorts, just talking about what it's like being in a mentorship, what to expect, and how I personally work when it comes to my mentorship, just giving overall tips when it comes to mentoring. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with shorts yet and you missed that series, I'll go ahead and enter in all of those short videos that I did over the month of January, because there was one every single day. For those of you that have already seen it, I'll put the time on the screen where you can skip to, so that way you can watch the rest of this video. But let me show you guys all of the shorts that I posted for January in regards to the mentoring series. Did you guys know that I'm a mentor? January is National Mentoring Month. I actually work one-on-one with individuals growing their businesses. So get ready, because over the next couple weeks, I am going to set you guys up for success. And to kick off Mentoring Month, let me just talk about my favorite things about mentoring. The first thing that I love most about mentoring is I get to learn new perspectives. It's always nice to work one-on-one with someone else and hear how they see things. The second thing that I love most about mentoring is watching others learn from my mistakes. I'm going to recommend you not do those things that I did to save you time and money. Number 3 is the collaboration opportunities, where we can also collab as business owner to business owner. My ultimate favorite thing about mentoring is watching my mentees completely excel in every goal that they set for themselves. So over the next couple weeks, I am going to be posting different videos almost every day, basically taking you all through the journey of what I take my mentees through. So be sure your notifications are turned on so you don't miss these videos. So what challenges are you facing with your business? As a mentor, one of the first things that I like to tackle is the challenges that you are currently facing right now. The first thing I want my mentees to do is to start making a list of all the challenges you are facing right now, any challenges you see that may be coming up that will be difficult for you to overcome. Just start writing down a list of any challenges that you are having, whether it's a mental challenge to start your business, a personal life challenge, or an actual business challenge that you are facing. And as new challenges arise, add those challenges to the list. Keep writing down all the challenges that you are facing that are affecting you from starting or growing your business. Now let's focus on goals. I am all about setting goals. So after we identify those challenges that we've already created our list for, I next like to set goals. Of course, we'll create goals to overcome those challenges, plus goals to get to where you want to be in the coming years. So start thinking about where it is you want to be, what type of goals you already have in mind for yourself. Think of all the things that you are currently trying to achieve, and start making another list. You already have your list for challenges. Now start creating a list for goals, so that way we can start setting those goals together. Do you know what skills you would like to develop? As a business owner, we wear many hats, and there just may be some areas where we aren't the best in. We can't be the best at everything. But one of the things that makes a business owner a great business owner is knowing all aspects of your business. And you don't have to be perfect at every area of your business, but knowing the basics about every area of your business. A lot of times we can be hard on ourselves and always focus on the areas that we need improvements, but we have to learn to shine the light on our strengths at times too. Maybe more often than not. One thing I love to do with my mentees is focus on their strengths. Sometimes our strengths can help us develop in other areas too. It also gives mentees this confidence when they know they're good at something before we start jumping into the things that they may not be good at. Let's focus on what you are good at. So just like your areas of improvements, start making a list of all of your strengths. What is it that you're good at? And this can be any strength that you may feel beneficial to your business. And even if you don't think it's beneficial to your business, but you know it's an area where you excel in, write it down, because you'll be surprised we can make that beneficial to your business. So make a list of all of your strengths. Are you finding the time to work on your goals? One of the things that I like to check with each one of my mentees is what their schedule is like. I want to be sure that each one of you have the time to actually work on your goals, but I also don't want you to feel overworked. So I like to find out what your typical schedule is like to know how much time you actually have to dedicate to starting your business, because that'll also let us know know down the line how long it's going to take to get you to where you're trying to get to. So do you have the time to dedicate towards your goals, or is that going to be one of your challenges? How do you handle constructive criticism? As a mentor, I want you to be the best that you can be. I am always going to show compassion, but I will also share your areas of opportunity with you. That way I can be sure that I can continue to watch you blossom. So before becoming a mentee, one of the things you want to check in with yourself on is, can I handle constructive criticism? And that will help you to determine if mentorship is for you. Now, what about setbacks? Because not everything is going to be easy and just straightforward. There will be setbacks in your journey. So can you handle being set back from time to time? As a mentor, I am always there to help you strategize how to overcome those setbacks. Whether that's financial, personal, mental, or physical. Whatever those setbacks may be, I'm there to help see you through them. And together we will overcome them. What are 3 words to describe your work ethic? One of the most important things that I pay attention to is my mentee's work ethic. If you know me, you know I'm not going to be easy on you. I've already said in the past that if you join my mentorship, I am going to put you to work. So what are 3 words you can use to describe your work ethic? And I'll throw some words out there to help you out. Positive, committed, accountable, self-motivated. Are you a workaholic? Are you driven, dedicated, goal-oriented, ambitious, a self-starter, productive, professional? Those are just some words to throw out there to help you out and to get you thinking, but come up with what describes you. Give me 3 words that describes your work ethic. Are you ready to start working with me now and you just cannot wait on my wait list? You can book a 30-minute or 1-hour one-on-one session with me, and for the remainder of January, all 30-minute and one-on-one sessions are 50% off. And you can book as many sessions as you need throughout the year of 2023. Just make sure you book them by the end of day on January 31st. So go ahead and book your 30 or 1-hour sessions now and save 50% off. Tell me, what goals would you like to achieve as far as your business within the next month? One thing to help you prepare for our first session in the mentorship is for you to think about what goals you want to achieve in the first month. This will then help us to start to put together an action plan. And we're literally going to do that in our very first session. So write down all the things you hope to achieve in the first month so that can be our focus during the first session. How do you personally measure success? I don't really like asking questions like this just because it sounds so much like an interview, but it's important for me to know because each one of us has a different idea of what success looks like. So since I'm your mentor helping you, I need to know what success looks like to you so I can be sure that you get there. So think about it. How do you personally measure success? A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. And those are wise words from Oprah Winfrey. We've already talked about if you have the time to dedicate to your goals, but do you have the time to also enjoy your life too? Because of personal experiences, work-life balance has become very important to me, and I want all of my mentees to be able to learn from my mistakes. So make sure you have enough time for your personal life too before dedicating too much time to your work life. Starting at the end of January 2023, there's going to be some changes coming to the wait list. So for those of you that have been waiting on my wait list for the past year or so, these changes are going to be beneficial for you. And for those of you that unfortunately don't even know what the wait list is, that is my free mentorship program. So about those changes, if you aren't subscribed to the fashionformula101.com email subscriptions, you'll definitely want to subscribe now because I will be announcing those changes soon and how that is going to benefit all of you guys because that wait list has been long, so it's time to speed it up. I'm so excited to start working with more of you soon. Now that we got your first month's goals out of the way, let's start focusing on your 6-month to a year goals. What is it that you want to achieve in your first 6 months to a year? In our first mentoring session, not only will we cover that 1 month of goals, we'll also start focusing on the first 6 months to a year. Might seem like a lot in one session, but it's to get you going and to get you motivated. We want to look at the bigger picture as well as what's right in front of us. So start making that list of goals, the things that you want to achieve within your first 6 months to a year if you're new in business, or first 6 months to a year if you're trying to grow your business. Our next step is identifying any roadblocks. roadblocks. When you are creating your goals, try to think of any roadblocks that you may face that may stop you from achieving those goals. And I mean, this can be anything that you can think of. With this step, you are essentially preparing for the worst. And I know that's a negative way to think about things, but things happen. So we want to think about the worst possible things that can happen. Because with goals, we have deadlines. We want to make sure we give ourselves enough time for those deadlines in case things do take a left turn in the process. So together, we'll brainstorm all of the possible roadblocks and how we can overcome them. So for you right now, you can start to think about any possible roadblocks you think that you may face. Anything that you can think of that may prevent you from reaching your goals. As I've mentioned previously, the reason I like to identify any roadblocks or worst possible case scenario is because of deadlines. I always set deadlines with you whenever we are creating any goals, or if I give you any task, I will give you a deadline on when that task should be done by. And one of the important things to me is that you make sure you meet those deadlines so we can make sure we're on the right path to hitting your goals. I take deadlines very seriously, and that is simply because they are very important to making sure you're staying on track. When you've worked hard and done well and walked through that doorway of opportunity, you don't slam it shut behind you. You reach back and you give other folks the same chances that helped you succeed. Do you know what I mean when I use the words self-awareness and self-improvement? One of my missions as a mentor is not only making sure you achieve your goals, but to also be sure that you achieve self-awareness and learn self-improvement. I want to be sure that if there's ever a day that you just don't have me, that you are self-aware of all the things that you're good at, as well as all of your areas of opportunities. Then I want to be sure that you know how to self-improve to fix those areas where you may need a little extra help, but acknowledge and praise yourself for where you are excelling in. And I need you to be able to do all of that without guidance, because some of us may not always have a mentor, or mentors may not always be available to us. So I don't want it to become where you rely only on a mentor to get you through things. I want to be sure that you can do it on your own too. That is going to be key in self-employment. It's all about doing this on your own. Is our progress actually going in the right direction? I've mentioned I can be pretty self-aware and I know how to self-improve, but I too can use constructive criticism from time to time. So throughout your time with me during my mentorship, I always want you to keep the question in the back of your mind, and that is if we are on the right track. Is our progress taking you in the right direction? If yes, amazing. That's what I want to hear, because that's what we're trying to do. We need to stay on the right track. But of course, if we're not on the right track, please, 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 I beg you, please don't be afraid to speak up. I am here to guide you, and I always want to be sure that I am guiding you in the right direction that you would like to go into. And even if you decide to change paths, so you know from our day one meeting, we had one action plan, but you decide that you want to do something completely different, please just let me know. That way we can take a few steps back and replan things. Never be afraid to speak up, because I want to see you succeed. We all need a little re-energizing from time to time. So if there's ever a moment that you feel overworked, please just let me know. Together, let's come up with ways that you can re-energize yourself whenever you are feeling overworked. Whether that's a simple day off, a vacation, a spa day, whatever works for you. This may be something that we strategize during our step of identifying roadblocks, because feeling overworked or being overwhelmed, those can be roadblocks that can prevent you from reaching your goals. And we want to be sure that we prepare for that. And then some individuals may suffer from depression, which at times I know can feel very overwhelming. Don't feel you ever have to go in too much detail with me about what you're feeling or what you're going through at that time. Of course, if you don't feel comfortable, don't share it. Just let me know that you need some time off. And I'll be sure that we make sure you get a break and you find ways to re-energize yourself. The do's and don'ts of a mentor. So here's what it is that you can expect of me. I do put my mentee first, and I don't make this about me. I do show compassion to my mentees. I don't become overly critical. I do listen to my mentees and allow them to express themselves. I don't ignore my mentees' requests or concerns. I am the one that does assign tasks and responsibilities with deadlines, but I don't leave you to figure everything out on your own. I do set that bar very high, but I don't expect you to be perfect. And as I've mentioned multiple times, I do put you to work. And one thing that I don't do, I do not accept self-doubt as an answer. So that is me in a nutshell as a mentor. That is what you can expect when working with me. It's now time to start preparing you for your first session with me if you haven't already had your first mentoring session. Over the last couple weeks, I've set the tone of what it's like to be a part of my mentorship. And surprisingly, everything I've given you over the last couple weeks is literally all covered in the very first session. I've already given you some tasks to prepare you for your first session. Now it's time for you to gather everything we've covered over the last couple weeks and get ready to schedule that first session. But if you've been following up until this point, you are certainly ready for your first session with me. Now, all you have to do is register for the waitlist if you haven't done so already, and I'll be sure to link it down in the comments below. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. So that was the recap of my mentoring series from January. Now, a lot of you that have been watching me may be familiar with the Waitlist, which is my free mentorship program. And in the past, I've done it on a first come first serve basis, so once I received your application, I would start working with you once you were the next person up. That has been taking me quite a while to get through because I'm only one person versus several people that have submitted the application. And I like to give people 100% of my attention when needed, so I can only take on so many people at once. I've noticed over the years since I've started doing this that I tend to get some people that aren't quite ready for the mentorship, which is okay, but it's slowing down those that are ready for the mentorship right now. So I'm going to make a change on how I am doing my mentorship, which is the waitlist. So for the waitlist, you'll still start out with submitting that waitlist form on my Fashion Formula 101 website. But now it's going to become a 3-part process, and then I'll be hand selecting the individuals that I'll be working with. So once you fill out that form, that indicates your interest in joining my free mentorship, which thank you, by the way. I'm glad you guys are eager to work with me, but that won't be the only step anymore. From there, once you submit that form, you'll receive an email. For those of you that have already been on this list, you'll most likely have already received your email since I've started this process already. But anyone that's filling out the form from here on out, or if you haven't received that email yet, you can certainly contact me. I'll put the contact on the screen. But you'll receive an email letting you know that the next step is for you to submit a video, or you can do an audio recording too, just showing your dedication to the waitlist. I need to know that you're actually ready to do this now, because quite a few people will actually fill out that form, but they're not truly ready. Starting a business is just like a thought in the back of their mind, but they're not actually ready to start a business. And this is not just for people that are starting a business. You can be growing your business as well. But I need to know that you are ready to start or either grow your business now, and not something that you might do in the future, because I'm looking to work with you right now. So that'll be step number 2. You can do a video, which I prefer the video. That way I can get familiar with who it is I'm working with. Or you can do an audio if you're not a camera type of person. I know not all of us like to be in front of cameras. Surprisingly, I was never that person either, unless it was photos. Somehow I ended up doing YouTube. But that was me going out of my comfort zone. Anyway, so you'll submit that video. Just tell me about yourself, what it is you're looking to gain from my mentorship, the areas that I can truly help you in. Just tell me everything I need to know about you and your business. And it does not have to be super long. It can be, think of like a TikTok or a reel, just something short, quick. It can be 30 seconds, it can be a minute long. I would say try to keep it under 3 minutes because I have to watch all of these. But it's just a short, quick video letting me know about you and your business and how I can actually help you. Then from there, I am going to select those that I truly feel are ready to join the mentorship. And you'll be moving on to that 3rd step. Not everyone will be selected for the 3rd step, but that also does not mean that you are being denied. You still remain on my list, so that way I can try working with you the next time around, because I can only select so many people the first go around, which the goal is to work with 4 people at a time, add on 4 people at a time, because the mentorship doesn't end. So that means I'm still working with others, but they've already advanced in their business where they may not need me as much. So then that way I can add on another 4 that might need my attention more than the others. So you'll still remain on the list if you're not chosen right away, but I'll be choosing a select few people that will then move on to that third step. And the third step is a one-on-one with me. It'll be like a quick 5 to 10 minutes just for us to be able to talk. Now that I've heard what it is that you need from me, I'll be able to tell you what it is that I can do to help you, and then you can further let me know what it is that you need from me if you didn't get to put it all in that one video or audio clip. So it'll be a quick conversation so that way I can truly see who it is that I'm talking to. We can do a phone call too. It doesn't have to be a video call because again, I know everyone's not comfortable with that. But that way we can talk live and actually get to know one another and figure out what it is that we need to do. It'll be a quick session that won't be your actual first meeting. This is just like a quick get to know you type of thing, and make sure that we are perfect for one another, that we actually match, because that is important when choosing your mentorship. So after that third step, after I've had all my meetings with everyone, I'll then decide who I feel is truly ready to move on to actually join the mentorship. Now again, I'll only be choosing 4 people for the March startup, and then I'll revisit this in like 6 months just so I can get those first 4 people going on what it is that they need to get done. For those of you that aren't selected within that 4, again, you will remain on the wait list until that next go around when I open it up again, and I'll be sure to contact you, let you know that I'm opening that back up. But that's pretty much it for the updates on the wait list. This is to help those that are truly ready to start working in a mentorship versus those that want to do it but aren't quite ready for it just yet. You'll still remain on the wait list, and then we'll start working together once you truly are ready. So again, you submit the wait list form as always. You'll then be contacted to submit your video or audio clip, and everyone will be contacted for that. Then a select few will be selected to go ahead and have that one-on-one meeting with me, and then I will select the final 4 people that will be working with me in March. Now there is a deadline to when you have all of this submitted. For the March group, you'll want to make sure you have your waitlist form and video submitted no later than February 11th. For those of you that are already subscribed to my emails, you've already been notified about this coming up, so you may have already done this. For those of you that are new, you only have a couple days to get this done. So definitely go ahead and go to fashionformula101.com. I'll also link it down in the description box. Submit your waitlist form, send in that video or audio by February 11th, because then I have to go through that process of doing those meetings one-on-one and then selecting the next 4 people as well. So that's it for that update. I look forward to working with my 4 lucky people that will be joining me come March of 2023. That's it for this week's video, and thank you guys for watching.